Aya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we continue to read from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, chapter 16. Krishna chastised the serpent Kaliya. Text 13, 14, 15, 16. Purport. I'll just read it, then Udvigna Kopananda Purogama Vinaramena Gha Krishnam Jnatva Charayutyutam Katam Taidurnimittair Nidanam Matva Praptam Atatvida Tat Pranas Tan Manaskate Dukkha Shoka Payadrutha Abhala Vritha Vanitha Sarvenga Pashu Vidya Nirajagmur Gokuladhina Krishna Darshana Lalasa. Seeing the inauspicious omens, Nanda Maharaja and other cowherd men were fearful, for they knew that Krishna had gone to herd the cows that day without his elder brother Balarama, because they had dedicated their minds to Krishna, accepting him as their very life. They were unaware of his great power and opulence. Thus, they concluded that the inauspicious omens indicated he had met with death, and they were overwhelmed with grief, lamentation, and fear. All the inhabitants of Vrindavana, including children, women, elderly persons, thought of Krishna just as a cow thinks of her helpless young calf, and thus these poor suffering people rushed out of village intent upon finding him. Now please repeat text 16. Tan tata khataran vikshya Bhagavan Madhavaha Balaha Prahasya Kinchit Na Vacha Prabhavagya Anujasya Saha Tam Sata Kataran Vikshya Bhagavan Madhavo Balaha Pragasya Kinchin No Vacha Prabhavagyon Jasya Saha Tam Sata Kataran Viksham Bhagavan Madhavo Balaha Prahasya Kinchin Vacha Prabhavagnyonchasya saham tam sata khataran viksha Bhagavan Madhavo Bala Prahasya Kinchino Vacha Prabhavagnyonujasasa. Anyone? Tamstata Khataran Viksha Bhagavan Madhavo Bala Tamstata Khataran Viksha Mataji's Tamstata Khataran Viksha Bhagavan Madhavo Bala Pragasya Kinchino Vacha Prabhavagnyonujasya saha Tamstata Khataran Viksha Bhagavan Madhavo Bala Prahasya Kinchino Vacha Prabhavagnyonujasya saha them tata in such a condition Khataran distressed Viksha seeing Bhagavan the Supreme Personality of Godhead Madhava the Master of all mystic knowledge Balaha Lord Balarama Prahasya gently smiling Kinchit anything at all Na did not Vacha say Prabhavagnya knowing the power Anujasya of his younger brother Saha he. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Translation: the Supreme Lord Balarama, the master of all transcendental knowledge, smiled and said nothing when he saw the residents of Vrindavan in such a distress. Since he understood the extraordinary power of his younger brother. Purport: Sri Balarama is a plenary expansion of Lord Krishna and is thus non-different from him. They are in fact the same absolute truth manifest in separate forms. According to Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakura, Lord Balarama was laughing because he thought, Krishna never cares to play with me in my form of Sheshanaga. But now he is playing with this ordinary, mundane snake named Kalia. The question may arise as to why Krishna and Balarama allowed their loving devotees to suffer such a great anguish during Krishna's temporary imprisonment within the coils of Kalia. It must be remembered that because the inhabitants of Vrindavana were completely liberated souls, they did not experience material emotions. When they saw their beloved Krishna in apparent danger, their love for him intensified to the highest degree, and thus they merged completely into the ecstasy of love for him. The whole situation has to be seen from the spiritual point of view, or it will not be seen at all. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Putale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Iti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Putale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshwanyavadi Pashati Deshtarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. The Supreme Lord Balarama, the master of all transcendental knowledge, smiled and said nothing when he saw the residents of Vrindavan in such a distress, since he understood the extraordinary power of his younger brother. So here we continue to hear the wonderful description of these pastimes with Kalia. Krishna is performing. So now all the Brajavasis heard the news and they came and running very fast, and they were painted, and they were very much in distress. And Balaram is, here is described, and he's saying and smiling and say nothing. So the reasons are described in the purport. So the thing is to understand all this situation, we have to first of all understand what is Vrindavan, who are these Brajavasis, and what is their relationship with Krishna. Without understanding, it's difficult to understand these pastimes. This is what the main point in the purport is given, that the whole situation has to be seen from the spiritual point of view, or it will not be seen at all. From mundane point of view, if you look at it, it's very difficult to understand because the Supreme Lord, people worship him as a protector. People have a Vishwasha Rakshati iti Vishwasho. Krishna will protect us. Now Krishna himself in danger situation. So how do we understand? From material point of view, there is no way to understand at all. That's the point. So, in order to understand, you should get some idea what is Vrindavan. Actually, if you see Vrindavan, Krishna is a supreme master and controller of over all the existence. He is Parameshwara. And is manifesting himself to his devotees, and apparently like a completely helpless child, keeping himself in such position, performing this wonderful pastime. He appeared as a beautiful small baby, attractive to everyone. All Brajavasis were very much like to associate with him all the time. They were completely having so much love. They were just ready to do anything for his satisfaction. So, if you see every the description in the scriptures, particularly in Bhagavatam, if you see every one of them, how their mentality, how they are completely merged themselves in the love of Krishna. Like Mother Yashoda is thinking that Krishna is my child, he is helpless, I have to feed him, I have to take care of him. He's not coming, he's playing, he's not coming on time for his lunch. And so like that, she's all the time thinking of Krishna. And then when he does something, act which is not proper, then she thinks, if I do not punish him when he does something wrong, and he will not grow up to be proper gentleman. So he will be, he should be restricted, he should be, punished, and train him properly. So like that she thinks. Ananda Maharaj is thinking that Krishna is my child, and if I do not work hard and take care of all the cows and get all the nice milk, curd and butter, and if I do not provide to Krishna all these things, and he will not grow to be big and strong, so I should take care of it. And Gopas, what they think, who are his friends, Shakas, they are playing with Krishna. Just before this chapter, we were hearing the wonderful description how Krishna and other Gopas are playing in the pasturing ground of Vrindavana. Sometime other Gopas, they are trying to defeat Krishna, sometime punish him. As a punishment, they climb over his bag, and Krishna has to carry them. So all these things are happening with Gopas. And the elderly gopis, they were simply thinking that see, the mother having affection to their own child is a natural thing. But the elderly gopis, they are feeling more attachment, more affection towards Krishna. Practically, they feel that when they think of Krishna, and they have no attachment to their own children. That much they were so much love with Krishna. So they were so much loving him, and they wanted Krishna to be their own child. So they are always very eager to embrace him. They want to feed him, and they want to please him in every way. These are elder gopis mood. And then the younger gopis, they are simply longing to see Krishna. Just few verses before we saw the description that when Krishna and all the cowherd boys were coming back, the wonderful description, the flute sound was there, and all this dust, rise so high, and all these symptoms indicates that Krishna and other gopas are coming to their home from the pasturing ground. So the gopis were waiting to see. So they are simply longing, waiting for the moment when they can see Krishna or do any service to his lotus feet. And these are the Brajavasis. It's just simply everyone thinking of Krishna, and everyone wants to please him, everyone wants to serve him. This spiritual world, Vrindavan, is realm of Yogamaya, is her control. Krishna, he is all in all, everything. He is the only reason that Brajavasis are living there and, doing anything, even to say, to breathe. If not for Krishna, then they don't want to even breathe. They are ready to give up their life. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Mat prananada saevana prananada. And Krishna is life and soul of all of them. Their purpose of life, the exclusive meaning of purpose of their life is simply to remember him, protect him, and love him. So this is the whole Vrindavan. This thing, how we can understand the intense spiritual emotions that is happening in Vrindavan. Very intense spiritual emotions. So that from the material point of view, we can't understand, because it's completely is a different platform. So now in this particular pastime, we see that it appears that Krishna is finished, that he is going to be killed. Very terrible, and it's, they can't even imagine to face such a situation. The Brajavasis, they are feeling themselves completely helpless to do anything to protect Krishna. This Kaliya has many hoods and is very, how you say, the flame is coming from his each mouth and his even for looking is very terrible. I mean, very fearful. So, but Brajavasis, they are not, having some heavy army or some heavy weapons with them to, fight or protect Krishna. And they are simple village people, and they are taking care of cows. So, what they can do? So when Brajavasis, when they came and see this situation, they were ready to jump in the water of Yamuna. They wanted to fight with the snake, the Kaliya. But they know, if we do that, definitely we will die. We will meet death. Because the Kaliya is such a huge and very ferocious and very powerful. So difficult to fight with him and defeat or kill him. But still they were ready to do, because better to die instead of seeing Krishna, dying and fighting with this Kaliya like this. So they don't want to see such a violent act. But we see here the description that Balaram, the only person, he knows everything what's going on, and all other Brajavasis, no one is having idea what is Aishwarya Jnana. The Aishwarya Jnana of Krishna. So they were completely not having idea of it. But Balaram, he knows who is Krishna and what's happening and what is going to happen. Everything. He is Trikala Kiva. He knows past, present, future, everything. So therefore he is just watching and smiling. The Brajavasis all of them are completely weeping, crying, falling in ground, unconscious, fainted. They are praying to God. So all these things Balaram is watching. But he's not saying anything, he's smiling. But this condition, when you see such a lamentable condition, generally what we do, like if someone, our relatives dies, what people do, all other relatives, they come and and they say sorry, Anyway, what to do? It happens to everyone. They try to, help you to come out of this for some, some reception or something. They are also with a smiling face, and we felt so embarrassed. In fact, one of them, they wanted to even take selfie with us there, in front of dead body. So this is the situation. But here, if you see in Brajavasis, they are not like that. They are really having love for Krishna, and therefore they don't care for their own life. They are ready to give up their life. They wanted to jump. But in the material world, people, even in the other way, if you see even in Mahabharata, that when the Pandavas and Kunti Devi, and they were put into that house of lake, and they wanted to burn them all. So Duryodhana and Party Dhritarashtra, they all set up the things, and then they went and they set the fire. So the news came, and the fire set, and the house was burned. So they thought, everyone was thinking, oh, they died. So apparently, in front of others, Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra and others, they were also kind of acting like they're sad and they're lamenting, they're crying. But actually they were, happy, they were rejoicing, and they're not even sad. Even though the situation is supposed to be sad, even though you are enemy, but still you should not feel happy. But they are, feeling happy. This is the material world, and this is the thing, Therefore, in this condition, we can't understand what is spiritual emotions. Because even in the materially, we cannot express, because we have no idea what is love. We are all selfish, interested only our own satisfaction. So, therefore, now this here, people, they don't have any feelings. If somebody even dies, because they have no real love. But when Krishna is caught by Kaliya, and Krishna is struggling in the between the coils of Kaliya, the Brajavasis, they were seeing that, they were seeing Krishna as a very soft and tender body, and they were just even before, you can just see the description is there that the gopis, they were all feeling that Krishna is going without shoes for taking care of the cows. So they were feeling so much pain, because they were thinking that there are small bubbles and some thorns maybe will harm Krishna's lotus feet. So they were thinking like that. Now seeing Krishna in this condition, they're really lamenting. So now imagine that Brajavaji's condition, Krishna in that situation, like we can compare. Just if we see any snake here, sometimes we are getting some snakes coming from the neighborland here and there. It may be like 3 feet, 4 feet, maximum 6, 7 feet long snakes. Not really so big, but still, when snake comes, snake, 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 everyone's run away. In Tamil there is one saying, Pambendral Padayum Nadungam. Even the army will be shaken by seeing the snake. Everyone is afraid. Here, most of the snakes are not so poisonous. Especially in India, they say it's almost like 80% of the snakes have no poison. But still, we are just by seeing the snake, we get afraid, frightened. But imagine this situation for Brajavasis. So therefore, they have any hope. They thought that finished, that Krishna is, going to meet his death. And so they were this completely frustrating condition. So especially, when you can't do anything, they just, just watch and your helpless condition is very difficult to go through this kind of situation. So another point here is explained by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. There are two reasons why Balarama was smile and he didn't say anything. So one reason we already heard from last class from Srinivas Krishna Prabhu, that because here also the purport is mentioned that Balaram, he is Sheshanaga himself, and that Balaram is thinking that why Krishna is doing this wonderful pastime, playing like this with this some ordinary snake, some mundane snake. But he's not performing this kind of pastimes with me, even though I'm also Sheshanaga. He's completely in the spiritual snake. He's king of all the Nagas. But still Krishna is not doing that. So therefore he is just smiling. And second reason is also given that he understood the nature of the spiritual emotions, because it's nothing to do with the material feelings of this world. In this world, if someone is, as I mentioned before, that someone dies, our duty, go to them and tell them sorry, and try to encourage them, sympathize for them, and console them, and but here Balaram is not doing, because he understands this is a completely spiritual emotion, and this is Krishna took this opportunity playing on Kaliya's horse and all the Brajavasis, so they can express the highest their feeling, spiritual emotions, how much they have love for Krishna, so they can express it. So Balaram is understand this thing is this loving exchange between Krishna and Brajavasis. So therefore he is not interfering in that. So even though there, everyone is like Mother Yashoda, Rohini, and all Gopas, friends, Sudama, Sridham, Subal, Stoka Krishna, all of them are there, very close to Balaram also, but he didn't do because he understands the spiritual emotion. So the material emotion we see here has the result of material emotions is just suffering. Here whether it's lust or anger or fear, lamentation, it's all a source of misery only. Is suffering and is a binding, is a bondage. This is a material emotion, but the spiritual emotion is means is it produces the ultimate transcendental ecstasy of spiritual bliss. That is a spiritual emotion. So this is why Balaram did not want to interfere, stop their expression of their feelings. So these are okay. Just say one point that the spiritual emotion. How do I understand it? That one incident happened once. Devotees asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, when we distribute your books, people they take and they see your picture, and many picture, you are looking like very grey, and even sometimes anger, some emotion. It's not a smiling face, so people ask why your spiritual master is like this. He's looking angry or very grave and like that. So Prabhupada said that because they cannot understand the spiritual emotions. So So how do we understand? You can see Srila Prabhupada several times, and there are recordings also there. One time Prabhupada came to temple, and the Gaurnita deities were there, and just arrival address. So he's just telling devotees, it's very nice you are serving Gaurnita and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He started to speak about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he's most merciful avatar. And immediately you can see that the voice choke up and tears are coming. And Srila Prabhupada just closed eyes. How do we understand if somebody just talking and like that? So these are completely spiritual emotion, and also sometimes we see there people like the video recorded is there that Prabhupada's the final pastime, just he left body before the last days. The body is very weak, and people see they cannot understand this. Therefore, this kind of thing we should not just propagate it. Sometimes the devotees, recently somebody was sending in WhatsApp group to everyone this final pastime video. How much people can understand? It is not for everyone to, propagate. So what will happen when you don't understand? You commit offense. You start to comment on it. Then you become an offender. So spiritual emotions can be understood only as in the purport says when you are in the spiritual platform, when you are in transcendental position, then you will be able to understand. Otherwise, it's with mundane sense, definitely is not able to understand. Without understanding, then, as Rupa Goswami says that we think great Vaishnavas are some ordinary personality. They are also getting angry, they are crying, they are all, having so many emotions. These are all because all materialistic people having all these emotions, so he is also materialistic person. They will think, they will commit offense on the but we know from Bhagavad Gita, the pure devotees, they are all under the divine protection of his energy. Daivihesha gunamai mama maya durate. Even though this, what that? Mahatmanastu mamparda daivim prakriti mashrata. Daivim prakriti mashrata. And they are under the protection of the divine potency. So, therefore, this kind of lila, just to increase the spiritual emotions and affection for those who are sincere. So Balaramji is Adi Guru, he is original spiritual master, so he could see this, and he keeps quiet. He did not say anything, or he didn't want to interfere it. So, and we understand that Krishna is so kind and so merciful. He's always putting his devotees in the best possible situation to increase their attachment, increase their love, and increase to remember Him. And if we simply learn how to receive His mercy, how to accept, and if we be grateful, humble, and humbly accept this mercy of Supreme Lord and His devotees, surely one day we can also, experience these spiritual emotions and have the experience of this nature of this spiritual world and the feelings and all these things. So Srila Prabhupada is guaranteed for that. So if we just do that, then it's definitely it will happen. Hare Krishna. Is there any comment or question? Yes. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Also, I came to my mind, sometimes the so-called seniors, sometimes they comment, what is these devotees are speaking, or Prabhupada book, they comment, what is this all the time, we are not this body, we are spiritual, we are servant of Krishna, same thing Prabhupada speaking, all these things. There's some comment comes sometimes, sometimes devotees speaking in the class, the same basic thing. These are not basic things. There are so many wonderful things are there, but because you are blind, you are not able to see. You think that we are speaking only basic thing. Even that you did not understand. Therefore, you are not able to understand it. Just last Saturday, I was in Mecheri, Namata program. After the program, one lady came and asked a question from Ramayana. Why even Sita married even the Lord, but she went through so much suffering and all this. Immediately I stopped her. Okay, this question is it because you did not hear the Ramayana from the proper source. It's very clear, and Sita is not suffering, or no one is suffering in the Ramayana. All these characters who appears like suffering, they are all in great spiritual ecstasy, is spiritual emotion. So it's very difficult for you to understand. So immediately, if you are interested, take this Ramayana, book and read it. But she didn't want to take book. Means many of them, they just don't want to understand it at all even. They just wanted to comment on it, and they think these are all some story and what to do. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.